I'm Amber and welcome to today's video. I feel like I've been doing a lot of movie reviews lately because I've been watching a lot of movies. And this week will probably be no exception because it's Thanksgiving break, which means I am off of work and I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself. But yeah, so basically, I watched After We Fell, and I have thoughts. I have thoughts. So the first one is After, then it's, hold on, I have them right here. It's After We Fell. Sorry, After We Collided, After We Fell is the new one. Just making sure I got it straight. I have not read the books. I liked the first movie. I thought it was more of like an indie kind of film, which is nice. Certain things didn't really like match up, but like it was good. It was decent for a first movie. I didn't even know it was a first movie. I thought it was kind of like a standalone, and it was a decent movie. It was cute. It was interesting. It was um drama filled. All you want in a good heartfelt movie. Not heartfelt, like a good love story movie. um, and then I found out it was a book series. I found out the second one was going to come out. I watched the second one. Loved the second one. I loved it so much just because of the humor that was in the right places, the way that they casted the characters. They had Cole Sprouse. They had that one girl, Candace, I don't know her last name, from the Vampire Diaries, and she was beautiful and wonderful. And that movie, I think, showed me just how much, uh, to keep it PG-13, I guess intimacy was involved in these movies, because the first one it didn't feel like that much. The second one, we got a little bit more insight as to why her and her mom are the way they were. The first one, I didn't really get too much into that. There's a lot of like shockers. I loved just like the jokes. Everything about it was good. There were some things were a little bit cringy, but like it was good. I enjoyed it. And then the ending didn't really feel so much as like to be continued as this one did. This one literally had to be continued, and I hated it. Like I hated that. Um, I didn't want it to feel like you were expecting a next movie in a series. I wanted it to feel as complete as I guess the first one felt. And as the second one felt like that it was just kind of its own little thing within a thing. Um, and if they were gonna do it that way, I feel like they could have done it like maybe like how Breaking Dawn Part 1 did it. I don't know, like it felt like it was gonna be continued, but then it did. I think that's kind of what the second one did. But the third one, just they recast characters. For some reason, they recasted recasted one Vampire Diaries actress for another, and that was very strange. But I felt like she fit the part for that movie better. She definitely looks a lot older. I didn't recognize her, which kind of threw me aback. I mean, she's still beautiful. I just didn't know, like, that much time had passed since the Vampire Diaries, and now I'm looking at the actors. And I'm like, okay, it's been a long time, I guess. I didn't feel like it was, but okay, these actors, they look different. But they all look still amazing. Amazing. But yeah, so uh there was twists and turns in the storyline that were interesting and cool. I loved Hardin's development, and like from the beginning he was like I mean, I don't know why this girl keeps staying with this guy, to be honest. I've said that from movie 1. But I mean, movie 1 I could still understand it. From movie 2, I'm just like, this guy's got issues. Lots of issues. No, I don't know. I don't like. Um, and so yeah, I wouldn't have stayed with the guy after movie 2. Um, but like, and then the way movie 2 started off, it was kind of like, oh, where are we at, you know? This one, we knew exactly where we were at. Were right where we left off, which I liked a lot. And I loved the growth both these characters made. At first, it felt a little forced, like their relationship just didn't feel. I get it, they went through something and everything, but like it didn't feel genuine enough. Like before, like they would get mad at each other, they would break up, or like they would have their time, and then they would get back together, and it was like boom. And now there was no boom. It was just kind of like, well, we're here, let's do things, cool, all right. And that's kind of just how I felt like. And then I didn't feel right with him not calling her back after he discovered her journal after she left. I felt that was a little weird. So I don't know why she had to be the first one to call him. That's not a good first step, buddy. But then after that, his growth and him just, being there for her and loving her, like that felt right. That part of the movie was like did a good job. And I don't know if this is how it is in the books. I hear that it's a lot different than the books. I mean, it usually is. But yeah, and then the fact that we're getting more into the spoilers, the best friend of the dad and the mom ended up being his dad. That was interesting. The dad, Tessa's dad coming back, I thought it was gonna be like he was sobered up and he was looking for her, and I think it's a different guy that he was recast. I don't know. He ended up being more of a drunk, and then he like got Hardin involved in things, and then Hardin kind of made up for it, but like at the same time, it was just kind of like, okay, what is your purpose? What are you doing here? After Tessa had been all through all that stuff with Hardin, I doubt she wanted to take her dad in, who like, I mean, at first, yes, but then, like, when she realized he was still a drunk, like, yes, he's your dad, but he left. And the way he left, too, like, he didn't give you the time of day, sweetie, like, so yeah, that's got me mixed feelings, so yeah, but the fact that Hardin, like, took care of him and took him in, that showed how he really cared about her, that scene with the mom and the best friend, though, like him catching them, and just like, why? Why? I don't, it doesn't make sense. Why you getting married to another guy if, why? You didn't explain. You didn't explain. Like, why? Um, so yeah, there was that. But yeah, overall, I just didn't like the movie. There was parts of it that I really liked and parts of it that I didn't, and then it just felt like every single scene, and that's how I felt in the last one. But there was more stuff going on. Every single scene was like an intimate scene. And I'm just like, do y'all ever take a break? Like, what's going? And then she didn't talk to him about like the pregnancy, her not being able to, the possibility of her not being able to conceive children, basically. But yeah, and then there was like this whole like no secrets, and then they kept keeping secrets from each other. I'm just like, okay. And then she didn't talk to Trevor anymore, and I'm just like, why? But like I understand, but why? And then they every single time, this is a telltale sign that you should not stay with this guy. Every single time that they get into a fight or they are mad at each other, she has her eyes on another guy, and another guy has his eyes on her. I mean, she's beautiful, but like, you think this is healthy? Like, do you think this is healthy? Like, I could tell you that's not healthy. So yeah, it just was like felt very rushed and then very tense at some moments. It didn't get good until the end, and then it was like they were running towards each other, and then I was like, what is happening? And then it was like to be continued, and I'm like, what just happened? What? It was finally getting good. Like, what just happened? And they left so many things to be explained. I'm like, yeah, I get that. But like, why? No. Like, honey, no. It felt just kind of all over the place when it came to that. I had so many different feelings, and I was just not okay with it. I didn't feel like one cohesive unit. It felt like, do you know how like Beverly Hills Chihuahua was? Like the first movie was really good. Like I'm always comparing to what happened to Beverly Hills Chihuahua. But basically, yeah, uh, it just they were it was a good movie, and it just was one of those movies that you remember that like it came out in the theaters, it was this big thing, and then all the other movies came out on Netflix, on DVD, and it was forgotten about, and they weren't that good, and they weren't that high quality, and you were just kind of sitting there. That's what that movie felt. This movie felt like it was just kind of like, okay, it's here. Um, so it didn't feel like it would be released in theaters, like it was a thing that like people would like go rushing towards. And after the second movie being as good as it was, I felt like people were excited for this movie, and it just was kind of like, no, don't understand why we recast. What is okay? Give me information, and then to be continued. That is just kind of how the roller coaster felt like. But yeah, like we were going somewhere and then we went nowhere. So yeah, and then what's gonna happen with the dad? Who he thought his dad was. Like they were finally getting along after he punched him in the last movie. Didn't he punch him? He punched him. And then uh I feel like there was nothing about Tessa and her mom, which I felt like should have been very important with the dad coming back. A really crucial issue to probably touch on. There was nothing with her ex boyfriend, which, okay, the scene that was really weird in the last one, I feel like I'm talking about all of them, but it's okay. About her ex boyfriend is just that he was like teaming up with the mom and trying to get her back together with him, and like all these different things. And I was just like, what? Like, what? And then she forgave him. I was like, what? And then that's, I don't know, uh, her relationship with the mom, and that's kind of like how it's been. And it's just like, this is weird. And then when the mom says to her, and I'm just like, yeah, maybe that's why she's not in the third movie. I don't know. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the movie. I don't know why Cole Sprouse didn't come back. He was excellent, like excellent in the last movie. So it would have been nice. I get like why she's not really talking to him anymore, but like, girl, you can't just like drop off the face of the planet just because a guy had feelings for you and you left him for someone else, and he was a really good friend, and why isn't he sticking around because I really like him, or maybe they just didn't cast him for it. I don't know. So yeah, I wanted more, but it's to be continued, so we can see what the last, is it the last one? The next one is about. I don't know if it's the last one. Um, but yeah, I waited for it, and I mean, it wasn't like I was something I was really excited about, but something that I was like, okay, I'm ready for it, you know, like, and it just wasn't. No, I'm sorry. The the lady that played the best friend's wife was really good. That she was really good. The Vampire Diaries actress, she was beautiful. And then like they kept having intimate moments like in public, and I'm like, aren't you guys gonna get caught eventually? Like, eventually, please, cause this is no. I mean, a few okay, but like no. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Um, but yeah, I recommend watching the video if you've seen the other movies, cause then you kind of need to have things make sense. But I really think it lacked luster. But those are my thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. I'm trying to think if there's any videos coming up this week. I don't think there are any planned. These are kind of the only two I had planned so far. I might be taking a little break off YouTube for at least a couple of days. But then like towards like I think I'm gonna be a little bit more video heavy towards the end of the week. Because just personal things. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope to think of some really cool ideas during that break, if I do end up taking it, for however long it may be, and then I'll see what I'll put up for you guys next time. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see y'all real soon. Bye!